A single mother farmer's peaceful life shatters when dangerous outlaws threaten her land. Unaware, she's hiding a deadly secret as an elite Delta Force commander. Can she protect her daughter while her violent past comes back to haunt her? The smell of fresh earth fills my nose as I push the shovel deeper into the soil. The setting sun paints my cornfields gold, and for a moment, I just stand there breathing it all in. 2 years on this farm, and the peace still feels like a gift. A gift I never thought I'd have after what I've seen, after what I've done. Mom, Mom. Emma's voice carries across the yard as she races toward me, pigtails bouncing, a paper clutched in her hand. My 6-year-old daughter, the light of my life, the reason I left everything behind. What is it, sweetie? I kneel down, wiping dirt from my hands onto my worn jeans. Look what I drew. She proudly holds up a crayon picture of our little farmhouse, with 2 stick figures standing beside it. That's you and me, and that's our home. I pull her close, breathing in the sweet scent of her hair. It's beautiful, Em. Let's hang it on the fridge. We walk hand in hand toward our white farmhouse with its wraparound porch. Jake and I bought this place with every penny of my military pension after the accident, after I left Delta Force for good, before Jake's truck hit that tree 6 months later, leaving Emma with just me. The rumble of engines breaks the evening quiet, not the familiar putt-putt of Old Man Jenkins' tractor or Sheriff Wilson's pickup. These engines growl, aggressive and out of place. 3 motorcycles roar up my long dirt driveway, dust clouds billowing behind them. My body tenses automatically, old instincts kicking in before my mind can catch up. Emma, go inside and start your bath. I'll be right there. My voice is calm but firm. But Mom, now Emma. I never use that tone with her. She looks startled, then scurries to the house. The motorcycles stop in AV formation. 3 men, all leather and denim and hard eyes. The leader, tall with a scarred face, removes his helmet. Something about him seems familiar, though I can't place it. Not someone from town, that's for sure. Can I help you, gentlemen? I ask, keeping my shovel casually in hand, measuring the distance between us. The leader smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. Sarah Mitchell? Jake Mitchell's widow. The way he says my name makes the hair on my neck stand up. That's right. What's this about? Name's Viper. He gestures to his companions. These are my associates. Your husband owed us money. A lot of money. I frown. That's not possible. Jake didn't have any debts, except our mortgage, which the insurance paid off. Viper steps closer, and I tighten my grip on the shovel. Gambling debts. He was in deep. $15,000 deep. Jake didn't gamble. My voice is steady, but my mind is racing. This is wrong. All wrong. Maybe you didn't know him as well as you thought. Viper pulls out a piece of paper. Got all here. His signature and everything. The paper looks official, but I don't take it. Jake wasn't perfect, but he never kept secrets. Never gambled. And this man, something about him isn't right. I think you have the wrong Jake Mitchell, I say firmly. Viper's smile vanishes. No mistake, lady. Your husband owed us, which means now you owe us. With interest, call it $20,000. My eyes narrow. I don't have that kind of money. Nice little farm you got here. Viper looks around slowly, appraisingly. Must be worth something. And there it is. This isn't about money owed. It's about my land. You have until the end of the week. Viper puts his helmet back on. We'll be back. And trust me, you don't want us to come collecting the hard way. As they turn to leave, Viper calls over his shoulder, "Cute kid, by the way. Be a shame if anything happened to this perfect little life you've built." Cold fury washes through me. My hand twitches toward my hip where a sidearm used to sit. For the first time in 2 years, I miss its weight. The motorcycles roar away, leaving me in a cloud of dust and dread. From the porch door, Emma watches with wide eyes. Who were those men, Mommy? Are they friends? I force a smile. No, honey. They were just lost. I usher her inside, but not before scanning the tree line behind our property. Something about Viper nags at my memory. Something from another life. After tucking Emma into bed with extra stories, I pace the living room. The grandfather clock ticks loudly in the silence. These men aren't random troublemakers. The way they stood, the way they watched everything. These are trained men. And the leader, Viper, that scar. I stopped pacing. The scar, running from ear to chin. I've seen it before, in a briefing room years ago. But the name wasn't Viper then. It was something else. Something Russian. My hands shake as I pour myself a drink. I haven't touched alcohol since coming home, but tonight I need it. If I'm right, if this isn't about money or land at all, then Emma and I are in terrible danger. Because if Viper is who I think he is, he didn't find Sarah Mitchell the farmer by accident. He found Commander Sarah Mitchell of Delta Force Team 6, the woman who led the mission that gave him that scar. I drain my glass and make a decision. After checking all the doors and windows twice, I head to the bedroom closet. Kneeling on the hardwood floor, I pry up the loose board I installed when we first moved in. Inside the small space sits a metal box with a combination lock. The box feels heavy with more than just its contents. Inside is everything I left behind, my other life. My fingers tremble slightly as I dial the combination, Emma's birthday. Before I can open it, a soft voice from the doorway freezes me in place. Mommy? I had a bad dream. I quickly slide the box back and replace the floorboard. Coming, sweetie, as I hold Emma close that night, stroking her hair until she falls back asleep, I make a silent promise. I've spent 2 years becoming someone else. A mother, a farmer, a widow. I've buried Commander Mitchell so deep I thought she'd never resurface. But these men, whoever they really are, have threatened my child. They've come to my home. They have no idea who they're really dealing with. And by the time they figure it out, it will be too late. The nightmare wakes me before dawn, the same one I've had since Kandahar. Blood on sand, screaming through radio static. The face of a man I couldn't save. I sit up gasping, sheets twisted around me. The digital clock reads 4:17 a.m. No point trying to sleep again. Emma's door is cracked open. I peek in to find her sprawled across her bed, one arm hugging her stuffed rabbit. Looking at her peaceful face, I remember why I left that life behind. Why Commander Mitchell had to die so Sarah the mother could live. Downstairs, I start coffee and watch the sun creep over my cornfields. The farm looks so normal, so peaceful. But now I see it through different eyes, through a tactical lens I've ignored for 2 years. The open field around the house. No cover for approaching enemies. Good visibility for defense. The old barn. Solid structure, multiple exit points. The root cellar. Potential safe room if reinforced. I'm already thinking like a soldier again. Like the commander. After Emma leaves for school on the bus, with me watching until it disappears down the road, I return to the hidden floorboard and retrieve the metal box. Inside, the contents look innocent enough. A combat knife, a medallion with strange markings, an encrypted satellite phone that shouldn't still work. I hesitate before turning on the phone. Once I do this, there's no going back. The phone powers up, battery somehow still holding charge. I dial the only number I memorized, the one I swore I'd never call. It rings 3 times before a gruff voice answers. This line was decommissioned. No hello, no identificación. Not for me. I take a deep breath. Sierra Mike 7-4 Alpha. Silence. Then authentication. Blackbird flies at midnight. The silly-sounding code phrase feels strange on my tongue after all this time. More silence. Then, Mitchell, Jesus Christ. You're supposed to be dead. Hello to you too, Colonel Jackson. My old commanding officer. The man who gave me permission to disappear after everything went wrong in Kandahar. Why are you calling? Your extraction was final. No contact ever. Those were the terms. Someone found me. I explain about Viper and his threats. Jackson's voice turns sharp. Describe him again. The scar exactly. I trace a line on my own face. Right side, ear to chin. Jagged, like from shrapnel or a serrated blade. A muffled curse. Mitchell. That sounds like Alexei Volkov. Russian operative turned arms dealer. Your team encountered him in Turkey, 2019. The memory clicks into place. A warehouse operation gone wrong. En explosion. A man with cold eyes caught in the blast. We thought he died in that fire. Why would he be here? Why now? I ask, but a sinking feeling tells me I already know. Could be coincidence, Jackson says, not sounding convinced. Small-time thugs trying to scare you off your land. You don't believe that any more than I do. No, he admits. If it's Volkov, he's there for revenge. Or worse. Worse. Your last mission. The Santiago operation. The intel you recovered. My blood runs cold. The flash drive we took from Santiago's compound in Caracas. Names, dates, contacts. A who's who of international arms dealers and their government connections. The drive I was ordered to destroy, but secretly kept. Insurance, I told myself. It's secure, I say quietly. If Volkov works for Santiago now, and they've found you. Jackson lets the implication hang. What about Emma? If they know about me, they might know about her. Do you want extraction? I can have a team there in 48 hours. I look around my kitchen, Emma's artwork on the fridge, breakfast dishes in the sink. Our life. No, not yet. Let me handle this my way first. Mitchell, that's not wise. If it's really Volkov, I'll be in touch. I hang up before he can argue. The house feels different now. Less like a home and more like a fortress I need to defend. I check every window, every door, mapping sight lines and entry points. The officer in me never really left. In the barn, I find my toolbox and begin sorting through items that can serve dual purposes. Duct tape, wire cutters, motor oil, fertilizer. The kind of things a farmer would have. The kinds of things that, in the right hands, become something else entirely. A noise from outside makes me freeze. Moving silently to the barn door, I peer through a crack. A black SUV is parked at the end of my driveway, half hidden by trees. Two men inside, watching my house through binoculars, not even trying to hide. They wanted to know they're here. I duck back into the barn shadows, heart pounding. This isn't some local land grab. This is surveillance. Professional surveillance. For the next hour, I take inventory of everything I have and everything I need. By noon, I've sketched a rough defense plan on the back of an electric bill. It's not perfect, but it's a start. The school bus drops Emma off at 3:30. I meet her at the end of the driveway, relieved to see her safe, but anxious about what's coming. Can we make cookies? She asks, skipping beside me. Sure, baby. But first, we need to talk about something important. Inside, I sit her down at the kitchen table. How do you explain danger to a 6-year-old without scaring her? Without stealing her innocence? Remember how we practiced fire drills? And what to do if a stranger comes to the door when I'm not around? She nods solemnly. Well, we're going to play a new safety game. It's called Quiet as a Mouse. I explained that if she ever hears me say the words quiet as a mouse, she needs to run to the root cellar and hide in the special spot I'll show her. Like hide and seek. Her eyes light up. Kind of. But this is a very serious game. You can't come out until I come get you. No matter what you hear. Even if there's a fire. Even then, I hate lying, but I need her to understand the importance without understanding the danger. After cookies and homework, I show her the root cellar. Behind the shelves of canned vegetables is a space just big enough for a child to hide. I put a blanket, a flashlight, and her favorite stuffed rabbit inside. Remember, quiet as a mouse means run here and hide. Don't make a sound. I make her practice twice. That night, I call my neighbor Mrs. Henderson, an elderly widow who adores Emma. I make up a story about needing to visit my sick sister in the next town. Mrs. Henderson happily agrees to take Emma for a sleepover tomorrow. With Emma safely in bed, I return to the closet and the metal box. Besides the phone and knife, there's one more item, a small USB drive taped to the inside lid. The Santiago files. The reason 3 of my team died. The reason I left everything behind. I turn it over in my fingers, wondering if this tiny device is why Volkov, Viper, is really here. If he works for Santiago now, they must think I still have this. They must want it back badly enough to find a ghost. The encrypted phone buzzes with a text from Jackson. Intel confirms. Volkov active in your region. Known alias. Viper. Extreme caution advised. Extraction team on standby. I text back. Need 48 hours. Keeping Emma safe first. Before putting the phone away, I snap a photo of Viper from memory, his height, build, the scar, and send it to Jackson for confirmation. The reply comes minutes later, 95% match to Volkov. Mitchell, get out now. This man is dangerous. I almost laugh. As if I don't know danger. As if I haven't dealt death with my own hands. A sound outside stops my thoughts, the crunch of tires on gravel. I move silently to the window and peer out. The black SUV from earlier is parked at my gate, headlights off. A figure stands beside it, looking toward the house. Even from this distance, I recognize the silhouette. Viper. Watching. Waiting. I stay perfectly still until he gets back in the vehicle and drives away. The message is clear. We can get this close anytime we want. Tomorrow, I'll move Emma to safety. And then Commander Sarah Mitchell will come out of retirement for one last mission. Because nobody threatens my daughter and lives to tell about it. I've never been so happy to see the sunrise. After a sleepless night, turning my peaceful farm into something else entirely. My hand shakes slightly as I pour my morning coffee. The memory of those men on my property keeps replaying in my head, especially Viper, with those cold eyes that seem to know too much. Emma bounces into the kitchen wearing her favorite blue dress, pigtails swinging. "Mom, can I have pancakes?" Her innocent smile doesn't match the map of traps I spent all night setting around our property. "Of course, sweetie." I flip the pancakes while watching the tree line through the kitchen window. My farm sits on 20 acres, with cornfields surrounding the house on 3 sides and forest backing the property. All night I worked, setting trip wires among the tall corn stalks, hidden alarms along our fence line, and other surprises I pray we won't need. "Can I feed the chickens today?" Emma asks with syrup dripping down her chin. "Not today, honey. We need to hurry for school. I can't risk her outside right now." Now when I spotted fresh tire tracks by the north field this morning. The drive to Emma's school feels endless. Every passing car makes my heart race. At a red light, I catch myself checking the mirrors for a tail, old habits creeping back. Emma chatters about her art project while I scan rooftops and alleyways. "Mom, why are you sad?" Emma asks suddenly, her small hand touching my arm. I force my face to relax. Just thinking about all the chores waiting for me, that's all. Is it because of those loud men who came yesterday? Her question makes my stomach drop. She'd seen them from her window before I could distract her. Don't worry about them. They were just lost. The lie tastes bitter in my mouth. In 6 years, I've never lied to Emma. Not about anything important. After dropping her off with an extra tight hug, I drive to Johnson's General Store on Main Street. The bell jingles as I enter, and old Mrs. Johnson waves from behind the counter. "Morning, Sarah. Early start today. Lots to do," I say, grabbing a basket. I move through the aisles with purpose, collecting items that seem ordinary enough. Fertilizer, fuel for the tractor, cleaning supplies, batteries, wire. Mrs. Johnson raises an eyebrow at my purchases. Spring cleaning and planting all at once. Something like that. I pay cash, another old habit, and load everything in my truck. At the hardware store, I buy coils of wire, duct tape, and fishing line. The clerk, Mr. Peters, jokes about my sudden interest in fishing. I laugh and tell him I'm teaching Emma. Another lie. Driving home, I take 3 wrong turns and double back twice, making sure I'm not followed. But as I approach my long driveway, movement in the trees catches my eye. A flash of metal, sunlight reflecting off binoculars. They're watching my farm already. Instead of confronting them, I drive past my own entrance, heart hammering. I park at the Miller farm a mile down the road. Old Joe Miller doesn't mind. He's been sweet on me since Jake died. "Having car trouble?" he asks, coming out to his porch. "Just needed to borrow some tools," I say. "Mind if I cut through your back field to mine?" With my bag of supplies, I hike through the woods separating our properties. The weight of the bag isn't what makes my shoulders tense. It's knowing that with each step, I'm becoming someone I swore I'd left behind. Reaching my property line, I crawl on my stomach through tall grass, scanning for watchers. There, a man in a camo jacket sitting in a hunting blind, binoculars trained on my house. His motorcycle is hidden poorly behind some bushes. I circle wide around him, using the corn rows for cover. My jeans and boots are caked with mud, but I move silently, a skill I once used in mountains far from here. Back at the house, I empty my purchases on the kitchen table. To anyone else, they'd look innocent. But in my hands, these household items become something else. I mix fertilizer with other chemicals, creating compounds that can flash blind or disorient. I prepare trip wires and pressure plates, disguised as ordinary ground. As evening approaches, I call Emma's teacher. Mrs. Wilson, this is Sarah Mitchell. Emma's not feeling well tomorrow, so she'll be staying with my sister in Oak Ridge. Another lie, but necessary. Tomorrow, Emma will be safely hidden with retired Sergeant Gloria Hayes, the only person from my old life who knows where I settled. By midnight, my farm has been transformed. What looks like an ordinary scarecrow in the east field is actually a motion sensor. The broken tractor near the barn hides a cache of makeshift weapons. The friendly stepping stones leading to the front door will trigger an alarm if stepped on in the wrong order. I'm checking the basement safe room when headlights sweep across the front yard. I freeze, then move to the window. A black SUV with tinted windows idles at my gate. Even from here, I can make out Viper in the passenger seat. He doesn't get out, just watches my house for 10 long minutes before the vehicle pulls away. The message is clear. They're coming back. And when they do, they expect to find a frightened single mother, not the woman who once led the most feared special ops team in Afghanistan. What they don't know is that Commander Sarah Mitchell never really went away. She was just sleeping, and now she's wide awake. Hashtag Act 4. The morning light reveals fresh tire tracks cutting through my front yard. They came closer in the night while I worked. I touched the dirt, measuring the depth. A heavy vehicle, recently here. My neck prickles with the feeling of being watched. After a quick breakfast, I kiss Emma goodbye at Gloria's back door. My daughter wraps her small arms around my neck. When can I come home, Mommy? Soon, baby. We're playing a game, remember? You stay hidden with Aunt Gloria until I find all the bad guys. I hate using these words, making danger sound like fun, but Emma's smile tells me she believes it. Like hide and seek, she asks. Exactly, and you're the best hider I know. I kiss her forehead, breathing in her sweet shampoo smell, memorizing it. Gloria, gray-haired but still standing military straight, gives me a knowing look. I've got her, Commander. Do what you need to do. The title feels strange after so long. I'm not that person anymore, Gloria. She looks at me like I'm lying to myself. Once Delta, always Delta. Back at the farm, I park my truck in plain sight. Let them think I'm home alone, vulnerable. Inside, I change into dark clothes and lace up my old combat boots found at the back of the closet. They still fit perfectly. The farm is quiet, too quiet. No birds singing, no squirrels chattering. Something scared them off. Someone's been here. I check my alerts, nothing triggered, which means they're professionals. Moving silently through my house, I spot subtle signs of intrusion. A window latch slightly out of place, a floorboard that creaks differently. In the kitchen, I find what I'm looking for, a small listening device stuck under the table. Military grade, not something local thugs would have. I leave it in place, but whisper near it, just a normal day on the farm. Nothing to worry about. In the barn, I prepare. From a hidden compartment in the tractor, I retrieve items I never thought I'd use again. Tactical knife, night vision monocular, garrote wire. Weapons that don't need ammunition. My satellite phone buzzes. Colonel Jackson's text is brief. Package located. Santiago confirmed involvement. Extraction team ready. I text back. Negative. Handling locally. His response is immediate. Mitchell, this is bigger than you think. Santiago has government connections now. That explains the military-grade equipment. Santiago was a ghost we chased for years, a weapons dealer who specialized in selling American secrets. My team had him cornered in Caracas when everything went wrong. 3 of my soldiers died that day. Santiago Banist. Now he's found me, and somehow he's connected to Viper. I spend the afternoon watching my property through binoculars from the hayloft. At 3 o'clock, a red pickup drives slowly past my farm. Local plates, but the driver is one of Viper's men, the tall one with a neck tattoo. As dusk approaches, I decide to strike first. I can't wait for them to make a move. Not when Emma might be at risk. If they found me, they might know about her. Under cover of approaching darkness, I move through my cornfield toward the woods where I spotted their lookout earlier. The stalks provide perfect cover as I slip between rows, staying low. My boots make no sound on the soft earth. The forest edge reveals a small camp, 3 tents, a covered jeep, and a campfire where 4 men sit drinking beer. Too relaxed for professionals. But through my monocular, I spot military-grade weapons leaning against a tree. These aren't simple outlaws. I circle the camp, counting 7 men total. More than I expected. One sits apart from the others, talking quietly on a satellite phone. From his gestures and the way the others defer to him, he's in charge, though Viper isn't among them. Moving closer, I catch pieces of conversation. Santiago wants confirmation by tomorrow. The woman doesn't look like much. Plays farmer pretty convincingly. Viper says don't underestimate her. She took out an entire squad in Kandahar. They know exactly who I am. This isn't random harassment or a land grab. They're here for Commander Mitchell. I retreat back to Shadow, but leave something behind. My Delta Force medallion placed carefully on what must be Viper's pillow in the largest tent. With it, a note written in block letters. Leave now. Last warning. Before departing, I sabotaged their vehicles, sugar and gas tanks, cut brake lines, punctured radiators. Nothing that would be immediately noticeable, but devastating if they try to drive. Back at my farm, adrenaline still pumping, I check my phone. A voice message from Colonel Jackson. Sarah, we've intercepted communications. Volkov, your Viper, works directly for Santiago now. This isn't just revenge. It's about that flash drive you took from Caracas. They think you still have it. Extraction team can be there in 48 hours. Don't engage alone. I delete the message. The flash drive containing Santiago's client list, the one I was ordered to destroy but secretly kept as insurance, is hidden where no one will find it. And I don't plan to wait 48 hours. This ends tonight. As darkness falls completely, I check my defenses one last time. The first floor windows are rigged with alarm tripwires. The back door has a surprise for anyone who kicks it in. The cellar is stocked with water, food, and medical supplies, a last resort if things go wrong. Just as I finish, my perimeter alarm buzzes silently against my wrist. Someone's approaching from the north field. I move to the window and peer through my scope. 3 vehicles, lights off, moving slowly toward my farm. At least 10 men that I can count. More than I prepared for. As they park and begin to fan out across my property, I recognize Viper stepping out of the lead vehicle. He looks up directly in my window and smiles, holding up my medallion in the moonlight. He didn't run. He brought reinforcements. A voice crackles over a megaphone. Commander Mitchell, we know you're in there. Come out, and we can discuss terms. Or we can come in and discuss them with what's left of you. They've made their move. Now it's my turn. The morning light reveals fresh tire tracks cutting through my front yard. They came closer in the night while I worked. I touched the dirt, measuring the depth. A heavy vehicle, recently here. My neck prickles with the feeling of being watched. After a quick breakfast, I kiss him a goodbye at Gloria's back door. My daughter wraps her small arms around my neck. When can I come home, Mommy? Soon, baby. We're playing a game. Remember? You stay hidden with Aunt Gloria until I find all the bad guys. I hate using these words, making danger sound like fun, but Emma's smile tells me she believes it. Like hide and seek? She asks. Exactly. And you're the best hider I know. I kiss her forehead, breathing in her sweet shampoo smell, memorizing it. Gloria, gray-haired but still standing military straight, gives me a knowing look. I've got her, Commander. Do what you need to do. The title feels strange after so long. I'm not that person anymore, Gloria. She looks at me like I'm lying to myself. Once Delta, always Delta. Back at the farm, I park my truck in plain sight. Let them think I'm home alone, vulnerable. Inside, I change into dark clothes and lace up my old combat boots found at the back of the closet. They still fit perfectly. The farm is quiet, too quiet. No ver singing, no squid chattering. Something scared them off. Someone's been here. I check my alerts. Nothing triggered, which means they're professionals. Moving silently through my house, I spot subtle signs of intrusion. A window latch slightly out of place, a floorboard that creaks differently. In the kitchen, I find what I'm looking for, a small listening device stuck under the table. Military grade, not something local thugs would have. I leave it in place, but whisper near it. Just a normal day on the farm. Nothing to worry about. In the barn, I prepare. From a hidden compartment in the tractor, I retrieve items I never thought I'd use again. tactical knife, night vision monocular, garrote wire. Weapons that don't need ammunition. My satellite phone buzzes. Colonel Jackson's text is brief. Package located. Santiago confirmed involvement. Extraction team ready. I text back. Negative. Handling locally. His response is immediate. Mitchell, this is bigger than you think. Santiago has government connections now. That explains the military-grade equipment. Santiago was a ghost we chased for years, a weapons dealer who specialized in selling American secrets. My team had him cornered in Caracas when everything went wrong. 3 of my soldiers died that day. Santiago Banist. Now he's found me, and somehow he's connected to Viper. I spend the afternoon watching my property through binoculars from the hayloft. At 3 o'clock, a red pickup drives slowly past my farm. Local plates, but the driver is one of Viper's men, the tall one with a neck tattoo. As dusk approaches, I decide to strike first. I can't wait for them to make a move, not when Emma might be at risk. If they found me, they might know about her. Under cover of approaching darkness, I move through my cornfield toward the woods where I spotted their lookout earlier. The stalks provide perfect cover as I slip between rows, staying low. My boots make no sound on the soft earth. The forest edge reveals a small camp, 3 tents, a covered jeep, and a campfire where 4 men sit drinking beer. Too relaxed for professionals. But through my monocular, I spot military-grade weapons leaning against a tree. These aren't simple outlaws. I circle the camp, counting 7 men total. More than I expected. One sits apart from the others, talking quietly on a satellite phone. From his gestures and the way the others defer to him, he's in charge, though Viper isn't among them. Moving closer, I catch pieces of conversation. Santiago want confirmation by tomorrow. The woman doesn't look like much. Plays farmer pretty convincingly. Viper says don't underestimate her. She took out an entire squad in Kandahar. They know exactly who I am. This isn't random harassment or a land grab. They're here for Commander Mitchell. I retreat back to Shadow, but leave something behind. My Delta Force medallion placed carefully on what must be Viper's pillow in the largest tent. With it, a note written in block letters. Leave now. Last warning. Before departing, I sabotaged their vehicles, sugar and gas tanks, cut brake lines, punctured radiators. Nothing that would be immediately noticeable, but devastating if they try to drive. Back at my farm, adrenaline still pumping, I check my phone. A voice message from Colonel Jackson. Sarah, we've intercepted communications. Volkov, your Viper, works directly for Santiago now. This isn't just revenge. It's about that flash drive you took from Caracas. They think you still have it. Extraction team can be there in 48 hours. Don't engage alone. I delete the message. The flash drive containing Santiago's client list, the one I was ordered to destroy but secretly kept as insurance, is hidden where no one will find it. And I don't plan to wait 48 hours. This ends tonight. As darkness falls completely, I check my defenses one last time. The first floor windows are rigged with alarm tripwires. The back door has a surprise for anyone who kicks it in. The cellar is stocked with water, food, and medical supplies, a last resort if things go wrong. Just as I finish, my perimeter alarm buzzes silently against my wrist. Someone's approaching from the north field. I move to the window and peer through my scope. 3 vehicles, lights off, moving slowly toward my farm. At least 10 men that I can count. More than I prepared for. As they park and begin to fan out across my property, I recognize Viper stepping out of the lead vehicle. He looks up directly at my window and smiles, holding up my medallion in the moonlight. He didn't run. He brought reinforcements. A voice crackles over a megaphone. Commander Mitchell, we know you're in there. Come out and we can discuss terms. Or we can come in and discuss them with what's left of you. The sound of engines breaks the night silence. I freeze, listening. 3 vehicles coming fast down my driveway. Emma, wake up. I whisper, gently shaking my daughter. Her sleepy eyes blink open, confused. Mommy? What's wrong? We're going to play a special game, I say, keeping my voice steady despite the fear gripping my chest. Remember the storm cellar where we hide during tornado warnings? I scoop her up, still wrapped in her blanket, and move quickly through the darkened house. The headlights sweep across our living room windows, illuminating Emma's crayon drawings on the refrigerator. My throat tightens. These men aren't just threatening my land. They're threatening everything. In the kitchen, I pull aside the rug and open the hidden trapdoor to our storm cellar. I've secretly reinforced it over the past year. Old habits die hard. Like camping with Daddy? Emma asks, clutching her teddy bear as I carry her down the wooden steps. The innocent question tears at my heart. Jake never knew who I really was before we met. Now he's gone, and my past has found us anyway. Yes, sweetheart. Just like that. I kiss her forehead, breathing in the sweet smell of her hair. I need you to stay here and be very quiet. No matter what you hear, don't come out until I come get you. Can you be brave for me? She nods solemnly. I set up her sleeping bag and turn on a small battery lamp. It's a special sleepover adventure, I tell her, keeping my voice light. Remember what we say? Mitchell girls are strong, she whispers, our private motto. That's right. I give her one last hug. I love you more than all the stars. Love you to the moon and back, she replies. I secure the hidden entrance, disguising it once more beneath the kitchen rug, and move to the window. Outside, Viper and 7 men, more than at their camp, spread across my property with flashlights and guns. We got your little gift, Commander, Viper calls out, his voice carrying through the night air. Santiago sends his regards. He's paying triple for your head. Santiago, a name I hadn't heard in 5 years. The mission in Caracas that went wrong, the one that made me leave the service for good. My hands curl into fists. I watch from the shadows as 4 men approach my barn. Perfect. I slide out the back door, moving low through the cornfield. The stalks provide cover as I circle around to the barn's blind side. The first tripwire triggers with a satisfying snap. 2 men tumble into the concealed pit I dug and camouflaged earlier today. Not deep enough to kill, but enough to trap them. Their surprised shouts alert the others, who pull back toward the house. I use the distraction to take down a straggler who's wandered too close to the cornfield. My arm locks around his throat, cutting off sound and air. His body goes limp, and I lower him silently to the ground. Training I'd hoped never to use again comes back like muscle memory. His radio crackles. Position check. I pick it up and press the talk button, pitching my voice just deep enough. South field clear. Crouching low, I move toward my next target, a man standing guard by my pickup truck. 20 feet away. 15. 10. A twig snaps under my foot. The guard whirls, raising his gun. She's here, he shouts, firing wildly in my direction. I dive and roll as bullets tear through the cornstalks around me. Gunfire erupts across my property. The muzzle flashes lighting up the night. Through my kitchen window, I see 2 men destroying my home, flipping furniture, smashing photos. The rage builds inside me, but I push it down. Emotion gets soldiers killed. I crawl behind my tractor as bullets ping against metal. Commander Mitchell is back. I reach into my pocket for the first of my homemade flashbangs, simple but effective devices made from my gardening supplies. I light the fuse with steady hands and throw it toward 2 men advancing on my position. The explosion lights up the farm, followed by screams of confusion. I use the chaos to take down both disoriented men with quick strikes to the throat and temple. I grab one of their guns and duck behind the water tank. 7 men came onto my property. 2 in the pit, 1 unconscious in the corn, 2 down from the flashbang. That leaves Viper and 1 more. The radio I took from the guard crackles again. Viper's voice comes through clearly. She's alone. Find the kid. That'll draw her out. My blood turns to ice. I thought Emma was safe, but they know my weakness. Abandoning stealth, I run toward the house. A bullet kicks up, dirt by my feet. The last guard has spotted me from a porch. I zigzag, return fire, and catch him in the shoulder. He falls, screaming. I burst through my front door, racing to the kitchen. The rug covering the cellar entrance has been moved aside. The trapdoor is partly open. Heart pounding, I hear movement below. I peer down to see one of Viper's men already inside, prying at the false wall I built to hide the actual shelter space where Emma is. I drop down a ladder, landing hard. The man turns, a knife gleaming in his hand. He's massive, at least 6'4", all muscle. "Mommy." Emma's frightened voice comes from behind the wall. The distraction costs me as the man charges, driving me back into the ladder. His knife slashes, cutting into my shoulder. Pain flares, but I barely register it. We clash in brutal hand-to-hand combat, his brute strength against my precision training. He slams me against the cellar wall, knocking the wind from my lungs. I drive my knee up, connecting with his groin. As he doubles over, I bring my elbow down on the back of his neck. He staggers, but doesn't fall. His hand finds my throat, squeezing. Black spots dance in my vision. With fading strength, I reach for anything to use as a weapon. My fingers close around a glass jar from our preserved shelf. I smash it against his head. He releases me, blood pouring from a gash on his temple. Before he can recover, I snap his neck with a swift, practice motion. Gasping for breath, I secure the cellar again, whispering through the wall. "Emma, stay quiet. Everything's okay." "I'm scared," comes her tiny voice. "I know, baby. Just a little longer." I press my hand against the wall, wishing I could hold her. When I turn to climb back up the ladder, I freeze. Viper stands at the cellar entrance above, silhouetted against the night sky, pistol aimed at my heart. "Found you," he says with a cold smile. "And your little girl, too." "Your husband wasn't random," Viper says, keeping me at gunpoint as I stand frozen on the cellar ladder. "His accident was Santiago making sure you suffered before he killed you." The revelation hits me like a physical blow. Jake's truck crashed 2 years ago. The failed brakes that sent him off the mountain road. It wasn't an accident. The life I built to escape my past was nothing but an illusion. White-hot rage floods my system, but I keep my face blank. Control is survival. "You won't leave this farm alive," I promise him, my voice unnaturally calm. He laughs, the sound echoing in the small space. "We have men at your daughter's school, too. Surrender now. Call Santiago on your satellite phone, and she might survive." My eyes narrow, studying his face. 5 years in interrogation training taught me to spot lies. There's a slight twitch at the corner of his mouth, a millisecond hesitation before mentioning the school. He's bluffing. "Let my daughter go," I say, stalling for time as I shift my weight. "This is between us." "Santiago wants you to suffer," Viper replies. "What better way than through your child?" My hand inches toward the small pouch at my belt, where I keep a mixture of crushed fertilizer and soil, a farmer's tool and a soldier's weapon. "You know what your mistake was, Viper?" I ask, keeping his attention on my face. "Enlighten me," he sneers. "You should have brought more men." In one fluid motion, I fling the soil mixture into his face and dive sideways off the ladder as he fires blindly. The bullet grazes my leg, but I'm already rolling, pulling my combat knife from my boot. Viper swipes at his eyes, momentarily blinded. I don't hesitate. The knife leaves my hand with practiced precision, embedding itself in his shooting arm. His scream of pain fills the cellar as the gun clatters to the ground. I launch myself at him, driving us both out of the cellar entrance and onto the kitchen floor above. We crash through my overturned table, sending splinters flying. His wounded arm leaves a trail of blood on my farmhouse floor, but he's still dangerous.